That's a quick low ride. And now, okay, so just got off the bike as a cool down for the strength training. Later here, I'm going to be doing a 10 by 2 minute hill run. So what that incorporates and takes is you run uphill for 2 minutes and then you walk back down for 2.5. That's to help build a little bit of the upper threshold limits. So talking about running, something that I ended up having to do this past weekend, and I reached out to D3 Multisport because last week's running seemed easy. It seemed like I was barely putting out any effort on VO2 maxes. It was seeming like everything was basically too easy. So it kind of threw up a red flag. I'm training, it feels easy. So reaching out to D3, Mike got back to me on the page and told me to basically do a threshold test. And I'm glad I did, because Training Peaks, where I'm logging all my data, likes to preset based off of previous exertions and where your heart rate ranges are for your zones, your aerobic threshold, your zone 2, zone 3, zone 4s. And basically that's how they set those ranges, and that's how I was running off of. Well, Training Peaks had me at a threshold of 149 beats per minute. My running threshold I had set based off some 5K times, and that was over 30 minutes, so I was fairly confident on that. That hadn't changed. But my heart rate, since D3 Multisports bases a lot of their running off of heart rate monitoring and we're being in zones, I took into account that, okay, this felt easy. What's going on? And he had me run a threshold test. So just to break down the threshold test that D3 pushes is to do like a 15-minute warm-up. And then you do some 20-second sprints. So the way I set it up in my workout was a 20-second sprint, 40 seconds off, 20-second sprint, 40 seconds off. I've done that 5 times. Okay, so that made my warm-up 20 minutes. So that doing those sprints brought my heart rate up and got me prepared just like I would for a race. Doing sprints, doing jumps, just getting ready to run and preparing myself for that. So after I do all that, then it's a 30-minute all-out effort as hard as you can sustain for 30 minutes. Over that 30 minutes, I covered 2.48 miles. So that means I'm just under the 5 miles an hour, which I like that. I like knowing that. However, my average heart rate was 169, 20 beats higher than where Training Peaks had it set. So that's why last week seemed really easy, was because my threshold was not set properly. So I reran it, threw it in there, and of course what that 20 beats per minute did is it moved all my zones up. So where I was working out and I thought I was in zone 2 last week, I was actually in zone 1. So I was in a recovery zone whenever I should have been in zone 2. So that's why it felt really, really easy. So right now, just to give you a comparison, my zone 2 was ranged at a 104 to like a 109 last week. Now my zone 2 is up in the 120s, lower 130s. So that's how much it increased. It went up about that 20 beats per minute as to where I should have been running at last week. So if you ever are running a program and you think something feels way too easy, reach out and ask your coach. Mike is really good at D3. He responds back really quickly, and I'm thankful for that. That's helping me out, especially since I'm training for Ohio, which is 100 days away. 100 days. So tomorrow on 4/17, we are 99 days out. So it's still on the docket and on the schedule. So right there, okay. We're gonna hope it goes. If it does, I've got backup. The other thing I wanted to cover today was right now I'm starting training for Ohio, but at the same time, I'm also still trying to lose a little bit of weight. So as everybody's been sheltered in place, I've talked to a lot of people, and everybody's struggling with weight gain. And I'm just like everybody else. I struggle with it. And right now I'm hanging out at about the 310, 320 mark. Sometimes I dip down into the 3.0s. And I've been all the way down to 290. It's frustrating to know that I was at 290 and I'm at 320. That's frustrating. Okay. But knowing that there's an opportunity for me to bring that back down. And I know with training, because my training load in the past 2-3 months has been a lot lower than where it was previous at last summer, whenever I got down to 290. I know that's going to tick down. It's already starting. Okay. What I'm doing to help that. So I'm doing intermittent fasting, especially on like Fridays when I have a rest day and I'm not training. I'm not doing any workouts. I'm mainly doing a little bit of stretching around the house. What I'm doing is intermittent fasting. So what I follow is still what I followed back with Fire Rescue Fitness, 16 and 8. So 16 hours fasted, 8 hours of eating. Okay? And that's not just pig out for 8 hours. That's control your eating, eat salads, eat fish, watch your calorie intake. Don't get overabundant in the foods that you take in. Remember, if you are training for a triathlon, you want to have good, nutritious meals to help fuel you in the training. So whenever you are spending 2 hours on the bike, you are able to do that efficiently, okay? And you don't wear out as easily. You don't put diesel in a gas tank and expect it to run the same way. So we don't want to put bad sugars in our tanks to try to perform. So with that being said, you guys have any questions, I'll answer them as you send them in. If you like this, let me know. If you want me to cover any topics over my weight loss journey and the journey that I've been on since, 2017. I started watching what I'm eating, and I was at 425 pounds back in January 2017. So if you have any questions on that, let me know. Next week, I'm going to probably talk about what got me interested in triathlon, why I'm wanting to do a half Ironman, and life. Other than that, thank you guys. Hit the like button below, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Good luck on your training. 100 days out. See ya.